Morning students all. In the last class we are discussing about the law of conservation of energy. In that, what is the statement of law of conservation of energy is neither created nor destroyed, but we can transform energy from one state to another state. The total energy in the universe will remains constant. In the same manner, the total energy in a system will remains constant. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. We cannot destroy energy, we cannot create energy. What we can do, we can transform energy from one state to another state. The total energy in the universe will remain constant. In the same manner, the total energy in a system will remain as the constant. We discussed some examples relating to that law of conservation of energy. We will prove that law of conservation of energy in the case of a freely falling body. Okay, so verification of law of conservation of energy, verification of law of conservation of energy in the case of a freely falling body. In the case of a freely falling body, we have to verify law of conservation of energy. Okay, that's why we are considering a body of mass m which is at a height h from the ground. Let us imagine this is ground. Here one body is there, its mass is m, it is at a height h from the ground, or little bit take more height for easy understanding. So this is ground, like that you consider. This height value, let it be h. Clear? So consider a body of mass m. Consider a body of mass m at a height h from the ground. We are considering that body. I am assuming this position is A. Okay, at that position, so at A, what is the potential energy of the body? What is the kinetic energy of the body? If we write potential energy formula mg, what is the height of the body means h. So potential energy is equal to mgh. Here body is just there. We are holding that body. That body is not having any velocity. So what is its kinetic energy means half m into 0 square, that is equal to 0. If the point is understanding, what is the basic formula for kinetic energy? Half mv square. Here body is at rest, body is not dropped from there. So velocity of the body will be equal to 0. So kinetic energy of the body is equal to 0. Then what is the total energy at the point A means? That is the sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. So this value is equal to mgh plus 0. So total energy of the body at A is equal to mgh. I am assuming it as Equation 1. This is the total energy of the body at A. Let the body is dropped from there. Then body will travel in this path and finally it reaches to the ground. In between the way, I am considering another point B. Clear? So it is moving like this. In this motion, somewhere I assumed body is here at some position. So let this distance value will be x. So this value will be equal to h minus x. Because this is x, this will be h minus x. Then what we will get, see, so let the body travels a distance x and reaches the point B. So when the body is dropped, what happened? Body, after traveling the distance x, body reaches the point B. Let V1 is the velocity of the body at point B. Okay, at B, what is the velocity? I am assuming here no velocity, but when it is coming down, here velocity will be there. I am assuming that velocity will be V1. So at B, what is the potential energy? P is equal to mg. What is the height of the body from the ground means? That is equal to h minus x. Because already it traveled x, it will be at a height of h minus x. This is ground, that's why. So mg into height of the body, mg into h minus x. So this value will be mgh minus mgx. That is the potential energy of the body. What is the kinetic energy of the body if we consider Ke is equal to half mv square. Here we place how much velocity body is having, v1. So kinetic energy value will be half mv1 square. This is kinetic energy, this will be potential energy. The sum of this will be equal to mgh. Because at A, what is the total energy we calculated? mgh. At B also, same energy should be there. That's why we are using v square minus u square is equal to 2as. I am applying this equation in between A and B. At B, velocity will be v1, final velocity. At A, there is no velocity. Body started from the rest. So initial velocity is equal to 0. It is freely falling. So A value is equal to g. How much distance body traveled means x. V square minus u square is equal to 2as. I am using that equation. In that, initial velocity of the body is 0. Body started from the point A, reaches to the point B. In between that only we are discussing. At B, what is the velocity? v1. So v1 square minus 0 square is equal to 2gx. then v1 square is equal to 2gx. This v1 square you substitute here. In the place of v1 you substitute this one, then what we will get? Therefore ke is equal to half m. v1 square place we can write 2gx, so 2gx, so it becomes mgx. If we write the total energy at B, total energy at B is equal to again PE plus KE. What is the PE value at B will be how much? mgh minus mgx. So we will substitute that value. So then it becomes mgh minus mgx. How much ke we got means mgx. So this value will be mgx. PE place mgh minus mgx. Understanding? Ke place we have to substitute mgx. mgx will get cancelled. Total energy at B is equal to mgh. Let it be equation 2. So we got total energy at A is mgh. Total energy at B is also equal to mgh. Let the body reaches the ground. So C is the point which is on the ground. Then, so let the body reaches the ground. With velocity v2. After touching the ground, velocity will become 0. But at the time of touching, it will have velocity. I am assuming that velocity is v2. Clear? Point is clear. After touching the ground, its velocity will be 0. At the time of touching, it will have velocity. I am assuming that velocity is v2. So at C, we will write the total energy, we will calculate the potential energy, we will calculate the kinetic energy, and from that we will calculate the total energy. So at C, what is the potential energy? mg into it reaches to the ground, so its potential energy value will be equal to 0. It reaches to the ground, so its potential energy is equal to 0. What is its kinetic energy means? Ke is equal to half m v2 square, because velocity at the point is equal to v2. So ke is equal to half m v2 square. So from v square minus u square is equal to 2as. If we substitute that values, what we will get here is v value will be v2 square. I am starting the journey between A and C. It started from A, finally it reaches to the point C. So at C, A, what is the velocity means 0. No velocity. How much distance it traveled from here to here means this value is equal to h. Freely falling body, so A place we had to write G. S place we had to write h. v2 square is equal to 2gh. You substitute this value here, therefore ke is equal to half m into 2gh. 2 gets cancelled. This value is equal to mgh. Then total energy at the point C is equal to PE plus KE. PE we got 0. KE how much we got means mgh. PE how much we got 0. KE how much we got mgh. So totally how much mgh. Therefore total energy at the point C is equal to mgh. That is equation 3. From equation 1, 2 and 3 what we can understand, here how much energy is there. Here also same energy will be there. Here also same energy will be there. Therefore total energy at A is equal to total energy at B, that is equal to total energy at C. So this is verifying nothing but energy remains constant. Here for this system, energy of that body will remains constant. That is nothing but the verification of law of conservation of energy. Therefore write the final concluding statement. Therefore law of conservation of energy, law of conservation of energy is verified in the case of freely falling body. In the case of freely falling body, law of conservation of energy will be verified. In this manner, we will verify law of conservation of energy. Clear? Next. After completion of this one, next topic will be what is the elastic potential energy of a spring. You know the spring. One spring is there. If we elongate the spring, then some energy will be stored in it. That energy will be called potential energy of the spring, that is arised due to elasticity of the spring. If you compress the spring, if you elongate the spring and if you release, again it will come to the same status. That is due to elasticity of the spring. Because of that elastic nature, when it is elongated, when it is compressed, it will acquire some energy due to its position. That energy will be called as the potential energy. What is the potential energy of a stretched spring we are discussing. So next topic will be elastic potential energy. Elastic potential energy of a spring. Clear? Elastic potential energy of a spring. One spring is elongated, one spring is compressed. What is its potential energy we are discussing. That's why we are considering a spring. One end of that spring is connected to a rigid support. Another end we connected some mass. Okay, we considered a spring. One end it is connected to a rigid support. Another end some mass m is connected. It is in the unstretched position initially. Like that you consider. So consider a spring of negligible mass. Its mass is very negligible, like that we have to consider is placed on a horizontal surface. Consider a spring of negligible mass is placed on a horizontal surface. Let one end of the spring is connected to a rigid support. Let one end of the spring is connected to a rigid support and another end to a mass m. Okay, one end is connected to the rigid support, another end is connected to a mass m. Okay, next, in the unstretched position, the mass is at A. In the unstretched position, mass is at A. Okay. Now, by applying some force, we are stretching that spring. Okay. Then this mass came to the position B. Like that we are assuming. So this is the horizontal surface. This is the rigid support. We stretched the spring. That's why mass came to here. I am assuming that position is B. So this distance I am assuming as x. Okay. Initially it is here. It is moved to distance x. Let the spring is stretched through a distance x. Okay, by applying the force, we stretched the spring through a distance x. Here what they will ask here is, what is the due to that stretching? This spring will acquire energy. That energy will be called as the potential energy. What is the expression for the potential energy? Like that questions will be there. Here what we have to do is, if the spring is stretched by small distance, here how much distance? X. By a small distance dx, how much work is done? We have to calculate. Through the distance x means we have to take integration. In that way we have to do. So work done to stretch the spring through a distance dx. Work done to stretch the spring through a distance dx. I am assuming that as dw is equal to f into dx. Okay. Here f value is equal to how much means k into x. Actually spring constant formula k is equal to force by elongation. K is equal to force by elongation. From this f value is equal to how much kx. where K is called as the spring constant of that spring. Every spring will have some spring constant. It is defined as force per unit elongation. From that F place what we can write? Kx. Here you write down, since K is equal to F by X. F is equal to Kx, we substituted. What is this? Work done to elongate the spring through a distance dx. Here how much elongation is there? X elongation is there. What is the work done means? We have to take integration for this. So next step will be work done to stretch or elongate the spring through a distance x. Work done to elongate the spring through a distance x. I am assuming W, that is equal to integral dw. W is equal to integral dw. This value will be 0 to x. Remember, in physics what we will do is, if you want to calculate directly elongation is x, so W is equal to F into x if you take, that will be wrong. Here slowly we are applying the force, that's why we have to take integration, and for small distance we will calculate initially. For large distance means you have to integrate that one, then uniform force will be applied. Okay, then here see, integral dw, this is already dw value is equal to kx. So this is integral 0 to x kx dx. K is constant. So w is equal to integral k into integral 0 to x dx. For x dx integration value will be x square by 2. Simple formula. This is just basic formula. Since integral x power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Integral x power n dx formula will be x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Here x power 1 is there. If you write 1 here, n place, this is integral x dx. Here x power 1 plus 1 by 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, here it is 2. It becomes x square by 2. So this is k into x square by 2. Limits will be 0 to x. So how to substitute the limit for in the place of x? You have to substitute x first. Later you have to substitute 0. Then how much we will get? C. So W is equal to K into x place, if you substitute x, it becomes x square by 2 only, minus x place, if you substitute 0, 0 square by 2, it becomes 0. Therefore, W is equal to kx square by 2. What is k here? Spring constant. What is x here? Elongation in the spring. Okay. Then finally how this work done is stored in the form of potential energy. This work done is called elastic potential energy of the spring. Okay, therefore P is equal to half kx square. Kx square by 2 is nothing but 1 by 2 into kx square. So this is the expression for elastic potential energy of the spring. Simple only. Initially one spring is there like this. We elongated that by a distance x. If the spring is elongated by a distance dx, how much work is done we calculated, and here elongation will be x. That's why we integrated that one in between the limits 0 to x. Then finally we got this one. Okay. So this is the formula for elastic potential energy. We used one integration formula here. Integral x power n dx will be x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Just that is simple basic formula. It will comes in the maths in the coming classes. There it becomes very easy. That is simple only. X power n dx integral of x power n dx. This is the symbol for integration. Is equal to, what is the formula? X power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Now tell me x square dx how much? X power 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1. So x cube by 3. X dx how much? X square by 2. X power 4 dx integration how much? X power 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1. X power 5 by 5. Like that easily we can write. One simple formula we used here. So what is the expression for elastic potential energy? Means 1 by 2 kx square. In another forms also this formula will be there. What are that forms? See. So how we defined the elastic potential energy? The work done to elongate or to compress a spring is called elastic potential energy of the spring. The work done to elongate or compress a spring is called elastic potential energy of the spring. Formula for the elastic potential energy will be P is equal to half kx square. That is the formula for it. Okay. Now, in another forms, how this formula will be there? Already we know K is equal to spring constant. That formula will be K is equal to F by X, force per unit elongation. Okay. Then, in the place of K here, if we substitute F by X, how much we will get? Tell me. 1 by 2 k place I wrote f by x into x square. X will cancel. This is equal to 1 by 2 fx. Or here x place I am writing f by k. X place how much we can write f by k? Then P is equal to 1 by 2 k, you keep it as k. From this formula x is equal to f by k. So f by k whole square. So this value will be 1 by 2 k into f square by k square. F square by 2k. So 1 by 2 fx, f square by 2k or 1 by 2 kx square. These are the formulae for elastic potential energy of a spring. So 1 by 2 kx square or 1 by 2 fx from this. Or from this F square by 2k. All are correct formulas only. These formulas we will use to calculate elastic potential energy of the spring. Next, after completion of this one, okay, with this is enough for this. Today what we discussed, see, we verified law of conservation of energy in the case of a freely falling body, and we discussed what is the expression for elastic potential energy of a spring. We'll continue the next topic in the coming class. Okay.